Hello everyone, it's me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel where we explore the lives of the saints who shaped our faith. Today we're diving into the story of a pope who led the church during one of its most turbulent periods. It's Pope Saint Felix III. His life is a powerful testament to standing firm for the truth, no matter the cost. Imagine the world in the late 5th century. The mighty Western Roman Empire, a civilization that had stood for centuries, was crumbling. Barbarian kingdoms were rising from its ashes, and political chaos was the new normal. It was into this world of uncertainty that Felix was born in Rome around the year 440, into a prominent senatorial family. His background gave him a unique perspective on both civic duty and the shifting sands of power. Before he became pope, Felix lived a full life. He was married and had 2 children. Tragically, he became a widower. This personal loss likely deepened his faith and prepared him for the immense spiritual fatherhood that lay ahead. It's also a fascinating historical note that he is the great-great-grandfather of another future pope, Saint Gregory the Great. The legacy of faith in his family ran deep. In the year 483, Felix was elected to the See of Peter. His papacy, which would last until 492, was not destined to be a peaceful one. The political instability of the West was mirrored by a profound theological crisis in the East. A crisis that would define his time as pope and demand every ounce of his courage and conviction. The central conflict of Pope Felix's reign was the Acacian Schism. This wasn't just a minor disagreement. It was a deep rupture between the Eastern and Western churches that would last for 35 years. At its heart was a heresy known as Monophysitism. This belief argued that Jesus Christ had only one nature, a divine one, which effectively absorbed his humanity. This went directly against the teaching of the Council of Chalcedon in 451, which had clearly defined that Christ is one person with 2 distinct natures, one divine and one human. The Byzantine Emperor Zeno, hoping to bring political and religious unity to his fractured empire, tried to find a middle ground. He issued an edict called the Hereticon, or Act of Union. On the surface, it seemed like a reasonable compromise. It affirmed some basic Christian beliefs, but deliberately avoided the controversial language of Chalcedon about Christ's 2 natures. It was a classic political solution to a theological problem. Many in the East, including the Patriarch of Constantinople, Acacius, went along with it. They saw it as a path to peace. But Pope Felix saw it for what it was, a dangerous compromise of the fundamental truth of the faith. He understood that you couldn't paper over essential doctrine for the sake of temporary unity. The truth of who Jesus is was not negotiable. The Hereticon, by being ambiguous, was implicitly undermining the definitive teaching of a major church council. Pope Felix tried to reason with Acacius. He sent legates to Constantinople, urging him to reject the Hereticon and uphold the faith of Chalcedon. But the political pressure was too great. Acacius refused to yield. Faced with this defiance, Pope Felix made a bold and difficult decision. In 484, he held a synod in Rome and formally excommunicated Patriarch Acacius. This was a dramatic move. Excommunicating the patriarch of the most powerful city in the Christian world was not something to be done lightly. It immediately created a formal schism, a break in communion between Rome and Constantinople. Felix knew this would happen, and he knew it would lead to years of division and pain. But for him, the integrity of the faith was paramount. He chose fidelity to Christ over a false, politically motivated peace. He was willing to be the bad guy in the eyes of the powerful, to protect the flock from error. This courageous stand is the first great lesson we can draw from the life of Saint Felix. He teaches us the importance of standing strong for what is right, even when it's unpopular, even when it leads to conflict, and even when you're facing down an emperor. He shows us that some truths are so foundational that they cannot be compromised. In our own lives, we often face pressure to water down our beliefs or to stay silent in the face of error for the sake of getting along. Felix reminds us that true unity can only be built on the foundation of truth. His entire papacy was a model of faithfulness to God and the Church. During a time when the world seemed to be falling apart, he remained a steadfast rock. The political structures of the old Roman Empire were gone, but the spiritual structure of the Church, with the Pope as its head, provided stability and continuity. Felix wasn't just a spiritual leader. was a beacon of hope in a dark and confusing time. He understood that his primary duty was not to please emperors, but to serve God and safeguard the deposit of faith. This leads to the third key lesson, the duty to defend orthodoxy. Orthodoxy simply means right belief. Felix dedicated his papacy to protecting the integrity of Christian doctrine. I saw the Monophysite heresy not as an abstract theological debate, but as something that struck at the very heart of salvation. If Jesus wasn't fully human, then he couldn't have truly died for our sins on the cross. If he wasn't fully divine, his sacrifice wouldn't have the power to save us. For Felix, defending the two natures of Christ was defending the very possibility of our salvation. His actions show us that doctrine matters. What we believe about God, about Jesus, and about the Church has real-world consequences for how we live and what we hope for. Felix was a vigilant guardian, ensuring that the authentic faith passed down from the apostles was not diluted or distorted. Finally, Pope Saint Felix III was a shining example of leadership in crisis. He inherited a world in chaos and a church in conflict. He could have chosen an easier path. He could have accepted the emperor's compromise, maintained a fragile peace, and avoided the 35-year schism. But true leadership isn't about taking the easy road. It's about taking the right one. He provided the clear, decisive, and morally courageous leadership that the moment demanded. He didn't waver. He didn't equivocate. He stood on the rock of apostolic teaching and called the whole church to stand with him. Pope Felix III passed away in 492, before the schism he fought so hard against was healed. He didn't get to see the fruits of his labor in his lifetime. The reunion between Rome and Constantinople wouldn't happen until 519, long after his death, and it would happen on Rome's terms. With the East finally accepting the faith of Chalcedon that Felix had so staunchly defended, the life of Pope Saint Felix III offers powerful lessons on ecclesiastical independence, doctrinal integrity, and the balance of justice and mercy. Unlike many early popes, Felix was a widower and father before his election, and he is a direct ancestor of Pope Saint Gregory the Great. So friends, what can we learn from the life of Pope Saint Felix III? Number 1. Truth over compromise. Felix III is best known for his uncompromising stance against the Hereticon, an imperial edict that sought a middle ground between Orthodox Christianity and the Monophysite heresy. Felix taught that not to oppose error is to approve it. He showed that true unity cannot be built on the sacrifice of fundamental truths, even if refusal leads to conflict or isolation. Number 2. Independence from political power. He was the first pope to boldly assert that the emperor had no authority to dictate church doctrine. By excommunicating the Patriarch of Constantinople for yielding to the emperor, he triggered the Acacian Schism, which lasted 35 years. The lesson: his life emphasizes the importance of institutional independence. He warned that secular rulers should learn great things from those in charge of them, not try to teach the church its own faith. Number 3. Mercy through structured penance. Felix faced a massive humanitarian and spiritual crisis in North Africa, where many Catholics had been forcibly rebaptized by Arian Vandal invaders. The lesson: at the Lateran Council of 487, he established a path for these lapsed Christians to return to the church. He balanced justice and mercy by requiring penance for those who fell away, while ensuring the door to communion remained open for those truly seeking reconciliation. Number 4. Leveraging personal background for the common good. Coming from a noble senatorial family, Felix used his existing social networks and aristocratic ties to maintain communication and support for the church when official diplomatic channels failed. The lesson: he demonstrated that one's secular history and skills, whether in administration, family, or social standing, can be sanctified and used as vital tools for serving a higher mission. His story is a powerful reminder that faithfulness is its own reward. We may not always see the results of our efforts to stand for the truth, but we are called to be faithful nonetheless. Pope Saint Felix III was a true pastor, a courageous leader, and a defender of the faith, whose legacy echoes through the centuries, reminding us to hold fast to the truth with courage and love. Thank you so much for joining me today to learn about this incredible saint. If you found this story inspiring, please give this video a like, share it with friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more Lives of the Saints. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you in the next video, and God bless you always.